Okay, so here we are again at Jim Bob's garden, and I just thought I should show you some things. All right, so this is my garden where I've been throwing my food scraps, my coffee grounds, and anything that comes out of the kitchen pretty much all winter long. Now the only thing I have planted in here is these potatoes right there. Now those I planted, and as an experiment, a couple of them at the end, the ones down here, I actually just buried in the compost itself, and they've come up beautifully. Of course, I haven't dug them up yet to see how many potatoes are being grown, but that's interesting. But I got all this volunteer growth, like there, right there, and here. So I thought, what the heck, man? What are these? They look a lot like the potato plants, but I didn't plant potatoes. And everybody knows you got to have at least a quarter chunk with a couple of eyes on it in order to get a potato to grow. However, one thing I did do is I actually have thrown potato peelings in the garden. And I want to show you this. If you look very carefully down at the bottom there, that is a chunk of potato. This right here. It's actually a chunk of a potato peeling, is what it appears to be, and that's what it's growing out of. So what's actually happening is that all of this mulch is making this garden apparently so fertile that the scraps of food, like potato peelings, are allowing me to grow potatoes from basically nothing. I've also got over here what appears to be some volunteer garlic right here. There we go, right there. That appears to be garlic, and these two here appear to be garlic. And in this, when I rub it and smell my finger, it smells like onion. So I think that's some volunteer onion from probably onion peelings. But that's just interesting. This dirt here, I had a hard time growing corn in it. And let me switch this around so you can see me. I can remember how to do it. At any rate, so like I said, I had a hard time growing corn here last year because the dirt was kind of iffy. So what I did, I went ahead and decided to start throwing scraps down here. You can see that I have, this is all coffee grounds here, just stuff that basically come out of the kitchen. So I thought I'd throw it down and see what happens, and this is what happens. Everything started to grow. So I would call this a success so far. And then I'm going to dig all this up and replant some of it and throw away the rest. And then we're going to go ahead and plant corn in here. I'm going to do the Three Sisters in here, which I'll do a video later on showing that. But I just thought I'd show you before I destroyed all this what had actually happened. I thought that was pretty neat. At any rate, this is Jim Bob's Garden. If you like what you see, you like what you hear, do me a favor and like us, subscribe, or pass it on to somebody else. All right. Thanks for your time once again. Okay, so just as an add-on, I got to show you this. This is just so cool. I confirmed my theory. You can see very obviously that that is a potato peeling. And my wife cuts them with a knife, so she doesn't use a potato peeler, so there's always a little bit of meat left on them. And that grew out of a potato peeling. That is just nuts. Who would have thought that you could have buried potato peelings and got potatoes to grow? That is nuts. Anyway, I just wanted to add this on, show you what can happen when you got really fertile soil. So again, this is Jim Bob's Garden signing off. Thanks for stopping by. I just want to show you one of our visitors to our little soon-to-be food forest. Check him out. I'll look up and see what kind of bird this is later. That guy's massive. Isn't that crazy? Anyway. Let's see, how do you zoom? Now, let's see. Let's see if I can get him to fly. He's looking at me like all crazy. He's like, what are you doing? But that's pretty neat. He's a regular visitor too. And that guy is probably, 3 foot tall, 3.5 maybe. That guy's huge. Anyway, that's what can happen when you have a food forest, a semi-wild area. You start getting wildlife, and that's neat.